Andrew Musgrave in action during the 30 km skiathlon. Credit Dominic Bickler, Reuters. Andrew Musgrave had just smashed the best result by a British cross-country skier in Olympic history, but his appetite was not even vaguely satiated. "See you on the podium," he boldly declared, immediately looking ahead to his next race on Friday. Remarkably, given his 7th place finish, Sunday's 30 km skiathlon was meant to be little more than a warm-up for his upcoming second race of these Olympics in his favoured 30 km free event. No British skier has come close to winning an Olympic cross-country medal before and, by conventional logic, they never should. Tiny team of athletes, who only secured UK sport funding last summer and are based overseas, have no right to produce someone capable of competing with the best on the global stage. But Musgrave did. In fact, for so long it looked as though that unlikely podium moment might arrive unexpectedly ahead of schedule. At the halfway stage of Sunday's race, after the 15 km portion contested in the classic style that is Musgrave's weaker suit, the Briton lay in 12th place, just 8.2 seconds behind the leader. Winter Olympics 2018 opening ceremony. In pictures as the biting wind blew gusts strong enough to whip the snow off the surface in 2 swirls around the skiers' heads, Musgrave then flourished in the bitter -16-degree conditions. Slotting in among the Norwegian contingent for whom cross-country skiing is their national sport, Musgrave had moved up to second place by the time the lead pack set off for their final lap of the 15 km segment contested in the freestyle. But just as his family in the stands were starting to unfurl their Union flags in expectation of what might come, Norway's numerical advantage began to pay off. With eventual gold medalist Simon Hegstad Kruger forging clear with a sudden burst of pace and 2 of his fellow Norwegians in the chasing pack content to let him streak into the distance, it was left to Musgrave to launch a forlorn bid to reel him in. The exertion took its toll, with Martin Jonsrud Sandby and Hans Christer Høiland biding their time before easing past their British rival and completing a Norwegian clean sweep of the medals. Musgrave eventually finished 25.7 seconds behind Kruger in 7th place, a vast improvement on his previous best 26th place finish at the Sochi 2014 Games. Musgrave finished 7th despite threatening to go even higher. Credit Lars Barron, Getty Images. "It's a decent result, but I'm not at the Olympics to come 7th, he said. "I'm here to fight for a win. That's why I do this. I'm a little disappointed. I felt awesome with about a lap and a half to go and I felt that I would be in the fight for the victory. Going out on the last lap, I tried to keep up with Kruger, but the Norwegians guys weren't wanting to catch back up. I was expecting the others to come past and do the work on the last lap and nobody did. I just ended up going a little bit too hard on the last lap. Until about 2 kilometers to go, I was still thinking I could be in the fight for silver and bronze, but the second to last hill, I just realized my legs were a little bit heavy and I didn't quite have enough in the tank." A product of the Huntly Nordic Ski Club in Aberdeenshire, Musgrave knows his vanquishers well, having moved to Trondheim, Norway, to fulfill his skiing ambitions in 2009. Winter Olympics 2018 Best pictures from South Korea's Pyeongchang Games, where the Norwegian team have long had the benefit of turning up to races with multiple trucks of support staff. Musgrave has spent much of the past decade being driven around by his teammate's father in a van that doubled up as the makeshift home of British cross-country skiing. Thankfully, those days are now behind him and, buoyed by Sunday's result and a first World Cup podium finish in December, he is hopeful that an Olympic medal can change things forever. "It does give me a bit of confidence today," he said. "I was in the fight for the medals here until the last couple of kilometers. This isn't my best event, so come Friday I should be in the fight for the victory. Hopefully I go fast on Friday, get a medal, and that will give cross-country a good bit of coverage in the UK. That is what we need. It is never going to be the biggest in Britain where we don't have snow conditions like Norway. But if we get a few coming through, that is what we need."